It's not that we don't believe.
The executive director of the Democratic Party of Guam, Carlo Branch, says that the party still supports the 2010 election lawsuit that former Governor Carl Gutierrez dropped yesterday. It was a lawsuit that Gutierrez said he had to drop because he simply couldn't afford it anymore.
There is a deadline which our legal counsel at the time was unable to hit, and as a result of that process issue, our opposition has filed motion after motion to dismiss. The governor spent several $1,000s of his own personal money to try and get this case to a point at which we discussed the merits, but our opponents have used every process tactic in the book to make sure that that discussion never takes place. And unfortunately, today at least, money won.
The Democrats, however, are not giving up on election reform. As a result of the irregularities the Democrats have pointed to in the 2010 election, a sweeping election reform bill was introduced that would, among other things, require an audit of the 2010 election. The bill was passed by the Democrat-controlled legislature but was vetoed by Republican Governor Eddie Calvo, who characterized the bill as a continuation of the 2010 election mischief he says was perpetuated by Gutierrez and his supporters. Democrats are now planning on an override of the governor's veto as soon as all senators are back on island and available to vote on the measure.
Speaker Wampat has made it very clear that she'd like to have a full complement of all senators in session. Given the gravity of this issue and how important it is, she wanted every senator to be there. So, you know, in deference to what she wants and respecting the fact that all senators have to be present, we never had a chance to push for the override. But I suspect that in the July-August session, we might be able to do that.
While he vetoed the Democrat-sponsored election reform bill, the governor introduced an election reform bill of his own. However, Senator Roy Respicio says the governor's bill is strikingly different from his.
They say that they support an audit, but yet there's no provision to require or cause an audit. They also have pointed out some differences in the bill, whereas we pointed out that they're much more than what they actually admitted to changing.
The bill has not been reported out of committee, and even if it was, Senator Respicio says it would have been substituted by his bill.
Because there's no court case before the courts, then I don't think, then I think rather that override is even more harmless because the very claim that we want to influence a court case, there's no court case to influence.